If you do not have clear, specific goals for your life, don't tell me you wish your life was better because you're lying to me and you're lying to yourself. There are 4 major obstacles to goal setting. Is the fear of rejection or criticism. Here's the key to goal setting. Don't tell anybody. When you set goals, the only people you discuss your goals with are the people who also have goals, who will encourage you with your goals and will tell you that your goals are attainable and that you can do it. Now, the second reason that people don't set goals is people don't know how. People think, well, you just write down what you want to do. Well, that's helpful, but it's not enough. The third reason, C, is that people don't realize the importance of goals. If you've been brought up in a family where goals were not constantly emphasized, if you associate with people who don't talk about and work on goals all the time, you can actually drift along not even aware that goals are central to success in life. The last is fear of failure. We very carefully protect ourselves from these feelings of low self-esteem. And how do we do that? We sabotage ourselves unconsciously by not setting goals for ourselves, so we can't fail. If you don't set goals for yourself, you can't succeed either. So the ability to set goals and to make plans for their accomplishment is the master success. If you master all other skills but this, your life will be diminished to that degree. It just means that your life will be diminished dramatically compared to what it could be. Now, desire. And this is where we start. Desire is the only real limit to your abilities. The only question you ever have to ask is, how badly do you want it? If you want it badly enough, the key word for success is hungry. Here are the 2 keys with regard to desire. It must be personal. You can't say, I want someone to love me. You cannot set a goal for another person. You want to be in a perfect relationship. So what you do is you describe your perfect relationship. You sit down and you make a list of the perfect person as though you were going to hire someone to run your company. And you make a list of the perfect person and you describe them in detail: height, weight, size, education, experience, personality, background, temperament, interests, enthusiasm, leisure time, activities, everything. I have given this exercise to countless people when they were single, and they've been astonished at how fast they met the perfect person. The very act of crystallizing it by writing it down, by deciding what you want and writing it down, activates this force field of attraction and starts to draw that person into your life. Same with business relationships. B, they must be burning, intense, passionate. In fact, when you are working on your major definite purpose, there's a measure, and you know what it is. You become very impatient with the physical need of having to sleep. It makes you impatient, so you're always structuring your time so that you are sleeping the amount that you need, but only that because you want to get up and get going the next stage. Number 2 is belief. If you have a belief that you don't deserve success, or if you have a belief, am I smart enough? Am I good enough? Do I deserve success? You're going to have opposing goals and opposing beliefs. So let's say if your goal is to make $100,000, but your belief is that you only deserve to make $50,000, you're going to be out of sync or out of vibration, and they'll basically cancel each other out. Or you'll do a little bit of hard work and then you'll sabotage your success, or you'll think you can achieve it for a day or 2. So belief is absolutely important. If you absolutely believe it, you will walk, talk, think, feel, behave, and get results consistent with your beliefs. If you feel confident, you act confident. But if you don't feel confident, act confident, and it will cause you to feel confident. Now, number 3, write it down. You pull them out of the air where they have no substance at all, and you write them down on paper. And when you write a goal down, you engage in what is called a psycho-neuromotor activity. You activate your visual powers, your audio powers, and your kinesthetic powers. And whatever you write down, only 3% of Americans have written goals. And you know something. Everybody works for them. Everybody works for them. The 4th key is to determine all the reasons why you want the goal. One of the big thrusts for success is to come up with a strong enough why. If the why is powerful, the how is easy. You've got to have your own list of reasons if you want to be successful, because you have 10 or 15 or 20 or 50 or 100 or 300 things you want to do with your success. You will be like a force of nature. Now, the fifth key is to analyze your starting position. You can't go from rope to buckets of money. You have to demonstrate that you can be a master over small amounts of money. You'll get bigger amounts by a law of attraction. Remember the reality principle? What's the reality? You get on the scales and you weigh yourself and you weigh yourself and you honestly admit, this is where I am. If you want to be fit, you go down and you take a fitness test. Number 6, set a deadline. Nian once said that your subconscious can work against you because when you set a big goal, you're disrupting your subconscious. So your subconscious mind will attempt to sabotage you. It tells you, you can't achieve this goal. You don't need to write it down. It's okay as long as you know what it is. If your goal is big enough, set sub-deadlines. You may set a 10 or 20 year goal and then break it down year by year. So a person says, well, what if you set a goal and you don't achieve your goal by the deadline? It's just a guesstimate that enables you to focus. We cannot live without deadlines. If for some reason you don't achieve your goal by the deadline, simply set a new deadline. Number 7 is identify the obstacles you will have to overcome. With regard to obstacles, there's always something that stands between you and your goal. If there are no obstacles, it is not a goal, it's merely an activity. Now, there's a very powerful principle called the principle of constraints. What it says is that there's always one limiting factor or constraint or bottleneck between you and your goal that sets the speed at which you achieve your goal. Now, the 80-20 rule applies to constraints. Average people always blame their problems on external circumstances. Top people look inside themselves. The things that are holding you back are usually the lack of a skill, the lack of a quality like self-discipline, or the lack of a particular knowledge or skill. Only 20% of the reasons you are not achieving your goals are on the outside. So always start with yourself. Number 8 is to identify the additional knowledge and skills that you'll need to achieve your goals. To achieve a goal that you've never achieved before, you will have to develop skills that you never had before. And here's the great breakthrough thought that changed my life at the age of 23. All business skills are learnable. Ask yourself, what one skill, if I was absolutely excellent at it, would help me the most to achieve my goal? Well, one skill would have the greatest positive impact on your life. What one skill would help you the most to achieve your most important goals? You say, woohoo, if I was good at that, I'd save myself years of hard work. People say, geez, it'll take me a week, a month, a year, 2 years to learn that skill. Life has always been hard. Life will always be hard. Life will always be hard. Only no hopers and thumbsuckers and people with no future expect things to be easy. To accomplish great things, you have to work hard. Number 9, make a plan. Make a list of everything you'll have to do, and then organize the list. First of all, by sequence. And once you have a list organized by sequence and priority, you have a plan. Once you have the goal and the plan, the very act of completing them programs them into your subconscious mind. People with goals and plans accomplish 10 times as much as people without goals and plans, 1,000% more than people without. So write down what you want, make it clear so the universe can help you get it. Number 10, visualize. The most powerful faculty you have is the ability to imagine your goal as already created. See your goal as a reality every day. Your job is to give to the universe an absolutely crystal clear picture of the goal that you want, which you can only get by thinking it through and writing it down. Number 11 is back your goals and plans with persistence and determination. 95% of the goals that you will set for yourself in life you will attain as long as you persist, as long as you become unstoppable. The primary reason why people don't attain their goals is, first of all, they don't have them, and second of all, they stop. Your persistence is your measure of your belief in yourself. It's the way of your time. You persist, your belief intensifies. When your belief intensifies, your desire intensifies. Your desire intensifies. When your desire intensifies, your motivation intensifies, which makes you even more driven to persist in the attainment of your goals. Every act of persistence strengthens you and increases your ability to persist even more. Everything you do builds habits of success that lock in deeper and deeper and which ultimately guarantee your success. Remember, there are no real limits on what you can accomplish except for the limits that you place on yourself. There's a direct relationship between the level of clarity you have about who you are and what you want and virtually everything you accomplish in life. Average people just throw themselves at life like a dog chasing a passing car and wonder why they never seem to catch anything or keep anything worthwhile. For your desire to be intense enough, your goals must be purely personal. They must be goals that you choose for yourself rather than goals that someone else wants for you or that you want to achieve to please someone in your life. In goal setting, for the process to be effective, you must be perfectly selfish about what it is that you really, really want for yourself. This simply means that in setting goals for your life, you start with yourself and work forward. One of the most important questions in goal setting is this: what do I really want to do with my life? When you begin, these will often feel a bit like fantasies detached from reality. However, now your job is to make them concrete, like designing a dream house on paper. You start with your general goals and then move to more specific goals. Many people make the mistake of overcomplicating goals and problems, but the more complicated the solution, the less likely it is to ever be implemented, and the longer the time it will take to get any results. Your aim should be to simplify the solution and go directly to the goal as quickly as possible. For example, many people tell me they would like to double their incomes. If they are in sales, I ask them, what is the fastest and most direct way to double your income? So after they've come up with a series of suggestions, I give them what I consider to be the best answer. Double the amount of time that you spend face to face with qualified prospects. If you don't upgrade your skills or change anything else about what you are doing, but you double the number of minutes that you spend face to face with prospects each day, you will probably double your sales and double your income. According to studies that go back as far as 1928, the average salesperson today spends 90 minutes each day face to face with prospects. They organize their days efficiently to assure that they spend more minutes in the presence of people who can and will buy their products or services. 20% of what you do accounts for 80% of the value of all the things you do. In my advanced coaching programs, we teach our clients to identify those 20% of activities that contribute the most value and then do twice as many of them. Some of our clients double their productivity and subsequently their income in as little as 30 days with this approach, even if they've been working for many years in the same position. Always look for the simplest and most direct way to get from where you are to where you want to go. Look for the solution that has the fewest number of steps, and most of all, take action. Get going, get busy, develop a sense of urgency. The best ideas in the world are of no value until they're implemented. In determining your true goals, use the magic wand technique. Imagine that you have a magic wand that you can wave over a particular area of your life. When you wave this magic wand, your wishes come true. The magic wand technique is fun on the one hand, but quite revealing on the other. Whenever you imagine that you have a magic wand, your true goals in that area emerge. Here's another goal. Setting question that reflects your true values. If you learned today that you only had 6 months left to live, how would you spend your last 6 months on Earth? Who would you spend the time with? Where would you go?
What would you strive to complete? What would you do more of or less of? When you ask yourself this question, what comes to the top of your mind will be a reflection of your true values.
Your answer would almost always include the most important people in your life. Very few people in this situation would say, well, I'd like to get back to the office and return a few phone calls. In setting your true goals as an extension of imagining that you have no limitations, make up a dream list. If you have no limitations at all, Mark Victor Hansen, co-author of Chicken Soup for the Soul, recommends that you sit down with a pad of paper and make a list of at least 100 goals that you want to accomplish in your lifetime. Then imagine that you have all the time, all of the money, all the friends, all the abilities, and all the resources necessary to achieve these goals. The amazing discovery you will make is that within 30 days after writing out this list of 100 dreams, remarkable things will begin to happen in your life, and your goals will start to be achieved at a rate that you cannot even imagine today. Here's another goal. Set in question. If you won $1 million tomorrow, cash tax free, how would you change your life? The primary reason that we stay in situations that are not the best for us is because we fear change. But when you imagine that you have all the money that you'll ever need to do or be whatever you want, your true goals often emerge. Here's another question to help you clarify your true goals. What have you always wanted to do but been afraid to attempt? When you look around your world and you look at other people who are doing things that you admire, what have you always wanted to do as well, but you've been afraid of taking the chance? Have you ever wanted to start your own business? Have you wanted to run for public office? Have you wanted to embark on a new career? What have you always wanted to do but been afraid to attempt? In setting goals for your life, long and short term, you should continually ask yourself, what do I most enjoy doing in each area of my life? For instance, if you could do just one thing all day long in your work, what would it be? If you could do any job or full-time activity all the time without pay, what would it be? What would it be? What sort of work or activity gives you the greatest joy and satisfaction? One of your aims in life is to enjoy as many peak experiences as possible. You achieve this by thinking back and identifying those moments of peak experience in your past, and then by imagining how you could repeat them in your present and future. What have been your happiest moments in life up to now? How could you have more of those moments in the future? What do you really love to do? You should have goals for social and community involvement and contribution as well. Think about what kind of a difference you would like to make in your world. What organizations, causes, needs, or social problems would you like to work on or work in? What changes would you like to see in your world? Who is there who is less fortunate than you that you would like to help? If you are independently wealthy, what causes would you support? Most of all, what could you do today to begin making a difference in your world? Don't wait until some future date when everything will be ideal. Instead, start today in some way. One of the most important areas of goal setting is your financial life. If you could earn and accumulate all the money you need, you could probably achieve most of your non-financial goals faster and easier than you can today, if your life were ideal. How much money would you like to earn each month, each year? How much would you like to save and invest each month and year? How much would you like to be worth sometime in the future? What sort of estate would you like to accumulate by the time you retire? And when would you like that to be? Most people are hopelessly confused about their financial goals. But when you become absolutely clear about them for yourself, your ability to achieve them increases dramatically. When you are absolutely clear about what you want, you can then think about your goals most of the time, and the more you think about them, the faster they will materialize in your life. This process of asking yourself questions about your goals in each part of your life begins to clarify your thinking and makes you a more focused and definite person. Now, here are 3 things you can do immediately to put these ideas into action. First, write down your 3 most important goals in life right now. Second, if you want $1 million cash tax, free tomorrow, what changes in your life will you make immediately? Third, if you could wave a magic wand over your life and have anything you wanted, what would you wish for? As Peter Drucker said, whenever you find something getting done, you find a monomaniac with a mission. The more you think about your major, definite purpose and how to achieve it, the more you activate the law of attraction in your life. You begin to attract to you people, opportunities, ideas, and resources that help you to move more rapidly toward your goal and move your goal more rapidly toward your goal, more rapidly toward you. When you have a major, definite purpose that you think about, talk about, and work on all the time, your outer world will reflect this like a mirror image. Any thought, plan, or goal that you can clearly define in your conscious mind will immediately start to be brought into reality by your subconscious mind and your superconscious mind and your superconscious mind, as we will discuss later. Imagine that you decided that you wanted a red sports car. You write this down as a goal. You begin to think about and visualize a red sports car. This process sends the message to your reticular cortex that a red sports car is now important to you. This picture immediately goes up onto your mental radar screen. From that moment onward, you will start to notice red sports cars wherever you go. You will even see them driving and turning corners several blocks away. You will see them parked in driveways and in showrooms everywhere you go. Your world will seem to be full of red sports cars. If you decided to buy a motorcycle, you would start to see motorcycles everywhere. If you decided to take a trip to Hawaii, you would begin to notice posters, advertisements, brochures, and television specials with information on Hawaiian vacation. Whatever goal message you send to your reticular cortex activates your reticular activating system to make you alert to all possibilities, to make that goal a reality. You will see stories in newspapers and recognize books on the subject wherever you go. You will receive information and solicitations in the mail. You'll find yourself in conversations about earning and investing money. It will seem as though you are surrounded by ideas and information that can be helpful to you in achieving your financial goals. On the other hand, if you do not give clear instructions to your reticular cortex and your subconscious mind, you will go through life as though you were driving in a fog. You will be largely unaware of all these opportunities and possibilities around you. You will seldom see them or notice them. Wherever your attention goes, your life goes as well. When you decide upon a major definite purpose, you increase your level of attentiveness and become increasingly sensitive to anything in your environment that can help you to achieve that goal faster. Your major definite purpose can be defined as the one goal that is the most important to you at the moment. It must have the following characteristics. First, your major definite purpose must be something that you personally really want. Your desire for this goal must be so intense that the very idea of achieving your major definite purpose excites you and makes you happy. Second, your major definite purpose must be clear and specific. You must be able to define it in words. You must be able to write it down with such clarity that a child could read it and know exactly what it is you want and be able to determine whether or not you've achieved it. Third, your major definite purpose must be measurable and quantifiable. Rather than make a lot of money, it must be more like, I earn $100,000 per year by a specific date. Fourth, your major definite purpose must be both believable and achievable. Your major definite purpose cannot be so big or so ridiculous that it's completely unattainable at the moment. I made this mistake once myself when I was younger. When I first started setting goals, I set an income goal that was 10 times what I had ever earned in my life. After many months and no progress at all, I realized that my goal was not helping me because it was so far beyond anything I had ever achieved. It had no motivating power. In my heart of hearts, although I wanted it, I really did not believe it was possible. And since I didn't believe it was possible, my subconscious mind rejected it, and my reticular cortex simply failed to function. Don't let this happen to you. Fifth, your major definite purpose should have a reasonable probability of success, perhaps 50-50 when you begin. If you've never achieved a major goal before, set a goal that has an 80 or even 90% probability of success. Make it easy on yourself, at least at the beginning. Later on, you can set huge goals with very small probabilities of success, and you will still be motivated to take the steps necessary to achieve them. But in the beginning, set goals that are believable, achievable, and which have a high probability of success so that you can be assured of winning right from the start. Everyone wants to be a millionaire or a multimillionaire or a multimillionaire. The only question is whether or not you are willing to do all the things necessary and invest all the years required to achieve that financial goal. If you are, there is virtually nothing that can stop you. Take out a sheet of paper and write down a list of 10 goals that you would like to accomplish in the foreseeable future. Write them down in the present tense as though you had already achieved these goals. For example, you would write, I weigh X number of pounds, or I earn X number of dollars per year. After you've completed your list of 10 goals, go back over the list and ask yourself this question. What one goal on this list, if I were to accomplish it immediately, would have the greatest positive impact on my life? At the same time, whatever goal you choose, write it on a separate sheet of paper. Write down everything you can think of that you can do to achieve this goal and then take action on at least one item on your list. Write this goal on a 3x5 index card that you carry around with you and review it regularly. Think about this goal in the morning, noon, and night. Continually look for ways to achieve it, and the only question you ask is how your selection of a major, definite purpose and your decision to concentrate single-mindedly on that purpose, overcoming all obstacles and difficulties until it is achieved, will do more to change your life for the better than any other decision you ever make. Whatever your major, definite purpose, write it down and begin working on it today. Now, here are 3 things you can do immediately to put these ideas into action. First, answer the question, what one great thing would you dare to dream if you knew you could not fail? Second, make a list of 10 goals you would like to achieve in the months and years ahead in the present tense. Select the one goal from that list that would have the greatest positive impact on your life. And third, make a list of everything that you can think of to do that will move you toward your goal. Take action on at least one thing immediately.